Yeah, I already got it.
Much more shady right here.
I'm just kidding. I just have a couple of rules and regulations I do need to go over before we can get moving today. First of which means please no smoking while on board for the next 55 to 60 years. That does include vaping and e-cigarettes. They are bad for your health. Second, I do have to vote. Yeah. I do have to show you how to put on one of these bad boys. We've never had to use them in 80 years of operation. I will not be the first, but we are legally required to have them on board and show you how to use them as per the Coast Guard. So you're just going to throw this over your head, wrap this black strap right here around your waist, and clip it in the front, and then you are all set for a stylish walk down the Wisconsin River. There are 23 adult-sized life jackets above your guys' head, 6 child-sized life jackets right here above mine, and a first aid kit right here. We are coming pretty close to some rocks and trees on today's tour, so if you would like to take any objects or limbs home with you, please do keep them inside of these steel green beams at all times when we're on land. However, while we're in the water, feel free to let everything hang loose, but do keep in mind that this is, in fact, a family-friendly tour. All right? The amphibious duck Luzon. My name is Maya, and I'm going to be your tour guide, pilot, captain, and alligator wrangler for the next 8.5-mile journey. Our first point of interest on today's tour are these gorgeous hand-carved granite statues. These ones sat upon the Chicago Board of Trade building until 1932, when it was redecorated with a stick of dynamite. They were then brought here by Miss Helen Roth to decorate her home, Dawn Manor, until 1946, when she so kindly donated them to us to use on our tours. I will be mentioning Miss Helen Roth quite a few times throughout today's journey, so do keep her in the back of your head. But when I am really trying to get out of here, folks, in Pontiac, Michigan, for the low cost of $10,000. Her purpose was to bring troops and supplies from ship to shore during World War II and later parts of the Korean conflict. She has a manual transmission, and I have 10 speeds going forward, as well as 2 in reverse, not to mention both 4- and 6-wheel drive. She is 31 feet long, 11 feet tall, 8 feet 2 inches wide, and weighs in at a slim yet stunningly slender 7.5 tons. She is capable of about 6 to 7 knots on water, which translates to roughly 5 miles per hour. Pretty tight corners on today's tour, so if you ever feel like you're going to fall out, please do grab the person you're sitting beside and take them out with you. Okay? See, I am only required to stop if... Wetlands here, found in the state of Wisconsin. It's just off to our left here, about a foot tall, bright orange. The traffic cone. Before we get too far, can I get a thumbs up if everybody can hear me okay? As the S-turns. The S-turns are so dangerous that I am actually required by the Coast Guard to make a full stop right here so you can all reach under your seats and grab those bright red safety belts.
I saw
A fox?
I don't have to talk.
There you go.
I saw a fox.
Oh, I didn't see it, so you're not safe quite yet.
Oh my God.
Where is the fox?
Oh my God.
River is actually my personal favorite part of the tour, and it is home to a variety of ferns, including, but not limited to, the fragrant fern, the interrupted fern, the green fern, blue fern, the talking fern, the walking fern, the running fern, the sprinting fern, the repeating fern. This lush canopy of trees over our heads block sunlight, and these sandstone cliffs you see on either side of the duck lock in moisture, giving Ferndale its own natural air conditioning. At any given point in time, Ferndale is about 8 to 12 degrees colder than the rest of the Wisconsin Dells area, which by definition makes you guys some of the coolest people in town right now. Yup. Waiting for? I would like to take a moment to personally welcome each and every single one of you to the Pacific Ocean. It's a little bit less impressive in person, isn't it?
$2 bigger.
Yeah, for real. Coming into the Wisconsin River does tend to get a wee bit bumpy. So with your left hand, I'm going to have you guys brace that seat in front of you. And with your right hand, I'm going to have you walk your nose. We are now a boat afloat the Wisconsin River, and I have just disengaged the wheels, so if you look off to either side of the dock, you're going to notice them slowly sinking to the bottom of the river. I'm sure we'll be needing those later. We are approaching our very first rock formation in today's tour called Pulpit Rock. If you look straight off to this left-hand shoreline and follow it all the way forward until you see that mushroom-shaped rock up there, that is the one I'm talking about. Pulpit Rock here has quite a story behind it. In the mid-1800s, a traveling preacher came to town and he would preach on that very rock to the Native Americans sitting in their canoes below. But this preacher, well, he was a super with a baby grand piano. But the preacher did not let that deter him. He brought that baby grand right to the top of Pulpit Rock. Story?
Yeah, 100%.
I think I've got a few of you. If you did believe my story, I think you would believe me if I told you that I could still actually get some music out of that baby grand piano there. Yeah, fun fact, I can still get a strong formation of today's tour called Hawks Peak. If you guys look straight in front of us and follow that cliff line all the way to the left until you see that cliff jutting out to the left side of the river, that is where Hawks Peak is located. At the very top of that cliff, there is a triangle-shaped rock jutting out to the left, forming the Hawk's upper beak. Just below that, there's a smaller rock pointing the same direction to form the Hawk's tongue, and just below that, there's a curved lower rock forming the Hawk's lower beak. And side of us right now, you're going to notice these gorgeous sandstone cliffs. This is a really rare type of sandstone called Potsdam sandstone, and it's actually only found in 4 places in the entire world. That first place is in Potsdam, Germany, where it gets its name. The second is in Zurich, Switzerland. The third is in upstate New York, where it is entirely here. You're going to notice trees growing right out of the top and sides of it with little to no topsoil. That is because Potsdam sandstone is extremely porous and holds in a ton of moisture, allowing trees to embed their roots directly into the rock. And if you take a little bit of a closer look, you're going to notice a bunch of little holes. Those are actually birds' nests, and they are home to these low-flying birds that we will see on the river today called cliff swallow, juvenile bald eagle.
look at him go. He doesn't have a white head yet, but he's getting there. If I can have you redirect your attention a little bit. It was so profound that the remnants of it can still be seen today, not just in this unforested section of the tree line, but also a little bit further up here. If you look off to this left-hand shoreline, you can see where the sand pushes up and meets the grass. That is the result of how high the water got because of the breach. Alright, coming through the creek does tend to get very bumpy, so I would strongly recommend that you hold on. Granted, you don't have to listen to me, but you also can't say I didn't warn you. As we come through the creek, if you look off to either side, you're going to notice the positive sandstone I've been talking about. And if you look a little bit closer, you're going to see a whole bunch of trees growing out of it, so we can get a closer look at that. And a few fun facts about it. Geologists estimate that this sandstone is about 500 million years old from the Cambrian era of the world. And it is actually extremely brittle. So if I were to hand each and every one of you a little piece of this sandstone, you would be able to crumble it right in the palm of your hand. If you look directly off to our left, this water coming out of the narrower part of the creek here, this water is actually imported from another country. Yeah, a bit of a fun fact about it, this water right here, it's Russian. A man by the name of, well, you guessed it, W.J. Newman, decided that he wanted a lake in his backyard. So he built this dam right here, blocking up Dell Creek, so that the entire lake formed just because a man wanted a lake in his backyard. And I think that's kind of cool. So I am stopped here for one very specific reason, though, and that is that. Get wet back there?
I did it. Thank you.
If you did, do not fret. This is artificial, Lake Delton. Therefore, that is not real water. And you're not really wet. Alright, I'm putting us back in six-wheel drive again to get out of the lake here. This landing does tend to be a little bit, and by a little bit, I do mean quite a lot of it smoother than coming out of the creek. But I would still probably hold on if I were you. Whack! not care about us at all. That little baby stop sign back there actually holds a really near and dear place in my heart and in my head. Just the other day, I was out here giving a tour and I decided that I just didn't feel like stopping right there, so I didn't. Yeah. Take that, Six Flags. Here. A really common question I get asked is, what's up with that bridge up there? That is actually part of the rookie training course, in which we have all of our lost all of their marbles. Well, they are ready to be a duck driver. Worse than the deer are. Bye, turkey. And if you do recall, I told you we have chimpanzees in these woods. Yeah, Boy Gorge, he had a pet one named Curious Gorge. But Chief Gorge, he also had a daughter, but I can never remember her name. But I do know one thing about her, and that's that she was absolutely gorgeous.